is KCAL News, Los Angeles.
Now at 4, port problems in Long Beach. Dozens of shipping containers left floating after an accident on the water causes quite a mess.
Plus, a body found inside an abandoned car at a Hollywood tow yard where neighbors say it sat all summer before being discovered.
That's federal immigration operations here in the San Fernando Valley. We'll tell you where and what happened. That's ahead.
Okay, Mike, thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Juan Fernandez.
And I'm Amy Johnson. We start with that massive mess in the port of Long Beach.
Oh, what's going on the stacks?
Well, dozens of shipping containers tumble off a docked cargo ship and into the Long Beach Channel this morning, actually.
Crews are still frantically trying to clear the waters and prevent any more containers from spilling off the cargo ship.
KCAL's Jasmine Veal is live near Pier G with the next steps. So, Jasmine, how has this really impacted the port today?
Well, right now, Juan and Amy, cargo operations just here at this pier have been temporarily suspended in order to make sure that the port workers and the dock workers here are safe, because not only do you have these large shipping containers that are still floating out here in the water, but take a look. You can see some of them are still leaning precariously over the edge of the ship behind me. Authorities have been issuing marine safety broadcasts every hour to alert other vessels of how to navigate around this safety zone.
Oh, what's going on the stacks?
Caught on camera, a jaw-dropping moment at the port of Long Beach Tuesday. Towering stacks of shipping containers suddenly give way, tumbling off this cargo ship like dominoes just before 9 a.m. right into the water.
A mess. There was 50 to 60 containers floating out to the ocean.
That stunned reaction from longtime port worker Adrian Phillips, who arrived 10 minutes after the spill at Pier G.
I've never seen it happen. I've lived in the port harbor for 40 years. I've never seen a container fall off a ship. They don't fall off.
The Port of Long Beach says nearly 70 containers fell off the ship named the Mississippi. Records show it had just arrived from China and was being unloaded.
Every container is probably a different merchandise. It's not all the same. There's 3,000 to 5,000 containers on a ship.
The port's fire department using water streams to slowly guide the floating containers toward a nearby loading bay.
Had to have been possibly something swing from the cranes to knock over a bunch in a row.
Dylan Thompson works on a nearby oil rig. He says he's surprised no one was injured. The port says a smaller clean air barge connected to the Mississippi was hit by several fallen containers.
Very dangerous.
No injuries have been reported with this spill, but a lot of lost cargo. Look at what we can see just here floating in the water, boxes and lost slippers, everything from blankets to even furniture.
There's 50 containers that were lost. That means the merchandise that was in there is not getting to its destination.
This all happening at one of the nation's busiest ports that handles trade valued at $300 billion annually. Last year, the port says it handled more than 9.6 million container units, achieving the busiest year in its history. But those cargo operations temporarily suspended as they secure this ship and determine what went wrong.
I've heard it happening out in the seas, rough waters, but not here. It's a mess.
And back out here live, I mean, look, this fireboat is still going at it, shooting the water to keep those containers out of the waterway. And this has been a pretty large unified command that has been put together. You not only have the Port of Long Beach, but you have the U.S. Coast Guard involved, the Long Beach Police and Fire Departments, and even the Army Corps of Engineers helping and trying to resolve this incident. By the way, Amy and Juan, no other terminals or port operations have been impacted. That's the latest from the Port of Long Beach. Live here, I'm Jasmine Veal, KCAL News.
All right, Jasmine, thank you. Well, a deepening mystery. Police still looking for answers after human remains are found inside a Tesla parked in a Hollywood tow yard.
You see it back here. KCAL's Jeff Nguyen tells us those remains may have been inside that car for a while.
The LAPD took possession of this Tesla after human remains were found inside the car at Hollywood Tow. But this deadly discovery may be connected to the 1400 block of Bluebird Avenue in the Hollywood Hills.
just smelled like sewage. We all thought it was sewage.
A neighbor who asked us not to share her identity says the dark-colored Tesla with Texas plates was abandoned on the street all summer long.
I think the community knew something was wrong and reported the car being abandoned.
The car was towed to this yard where the LAPD was called to investigate on Monday because of a strong smell as well. Detectives served a search warrant and found human remains. From KCAL, we could see the front trunk was open, but investigators aren't saying where they found the remains. Jessica Colella lives nearby.
Knowing that it happened like right here next to me is really scary, and also again just like heartbreaking for whoever the victim is.
Several people who work near the tow yard told us they picked up a strong smell in recent days, but Bridget Foster and her co-worker were not aware of anything odd.
Just shock about how something like that can happen so close by.
Both TMZ and the LA Times report the Tesla belongs to recording artist David, whose legal name is David Anthony Burke. Both outlets report he's alive and well and scheduled to perform in Minneapolis Tuesday night. His schedule also includes a concert in Los Angeles on September 20th. Both at the tow yard and the Hollywood Hills, neighbors say the deadly discovery is a reminder to be present for your community.
You live in a city where sometimes people do need help and need to be looked out for, and so I think kind of coming together and kind of noticing things more, not really being so quick to turn ahead.
If something looks strange, definitely say something and don't wait.
The LAPD is waiting for the medical examiner's office to identify the remains and figure out the cause of death. In the meantime, detectives do not have a person of interest. In Hollywood, Jeff Nguyen, KCAL News.
Well, believe it or not, more breaking news here. Another body found inside a car at a tow yard, this one in South LA.
And Desmond Shaw live overhead in KCAL. And Des, this is not connected to the Hollywood tow yard body investigation that Jeff just reported on.
That's right, Juan and Amy. To our knowledge, there is no reason to suspect that the two events are connected at this point. Maybe just a really crazy coincidence. As I zoom in on the vehicle in question here on the 1900 block of Gage Avenue, so near St. Andrew's Place at this tow or wrecking yard here. LAPD and actually their arson investigation team are on the scene because this vehicle is where they found the body. As I put the magnifying glass on, you can see the part of the back of the vehicle is charred, and there was a body inside. It's not clear how long that body was there or how exactly it was discovered, but that is the investigation now taking place at this tow yard. So again, no reason to suspect that they are connected, but at the very least, a really wild coincidence here, a very disturbing one here with another body found here, this time off of Gage Avenue. Live in KCAL overhead, I'm Desmond Shaw. Juan and Amy, back to you in the studio.
All right, Des, thank you. Meanwhile, federal immigration agents active in the San Fernando Valley this afternoon as unmarked cars surround a couple in a strip mall.
KCAL News assignment editor Mike Rogers at the desk now with what we're learning this afternoon. Mike?
Yeah, what we know so far, Juan and Amy, is that those two people that were in the car were detained. The man inside of that car, believed to be the woman's boyfriend, was taken into custody by those federal agents. We'll show you some video. This happened in Northridge. When we got word of this, we sent one of our executive producers out there. She's part of a team of journalists here at KCAL News covering immigration action in the Los Angeles and Southern California region. So she got there and she was able to speak with some people. What she learned is that the two people, according to them, were followed by these federal agents from at least Northridge before they got down here to Van Nuys. They pulled into the strip mall parking lot, were surrounded by the agents that were in their unmarked cars and masked, as you can see. Now, she apparently stayed in the car for some time. We noticed a broken window there on the ground. It's unclear if it's because those federal agents had to break that window to get them out, but ultimately the man, who we only know his name might be Junior, was taken into custody. She was ultimately released after this whole thing. Now, we did ask her if he has any issues with immigration. She told us that he does have an active green card. It's not something we have been able to independently verify. We did reach out to the Department of Homeland Security to try to get some information. As soon as we know more, we'll be sure to pass it along.
Yeah, keep us posted, Mike. Thank you. An Inglewood man charged with 2 murders after police say he met men through a dating app and then killed them. Prosecutors say 34-year-old Rockham Prowell met 3 men on a dating app. Police say 2 were killed, 51-year-old Miguel Angel King in 2021 and 53-year-old Robert Gutierrez in 2023. King was shot and his car stolen. His remains later discovered in the Angeles National Forest. Gutierrez's body, meantime, has never been recovered, but investigators say they found his car inside Prowell's garage. Neighbors in Inglewood say they weren't surprised.
About 3 or 4 years back, there was a second raid in which I noticed ATF agents with AR-15s coming and surrounding the house. He was wanted for burglaries in the Beverly Hills area. So that we did here. Criminals are going to do what they need to do. People do some really egregious stuff out there.
Well, Prowell did not enter a plea in court yesterday and is being held without bail. If convicted, he could face life in prison or the death penalty.
Well, criminal charges filed today against 2 men arrested in a wedding theft in Glendale. One of the alleged wedding crashers, the getaway driver, appearing in court today. This is video of the heist. You can see a man grab that couple's locked gift box containing about $60,000 and then run out of the banquet hall to a waiting getaway driver. Well, both men are now charged with 1 count of second-degree burglary.
Governor Newsom today delivered a pre-recorded State of the State address for a second year, using the address to criticize President Trump, accusing him of targeting California following the deadly wildfires. Also taking aim at the administration's National Guard deployment in L.A. as part of immigration enforcement.
Admittedly, we are in darker times. Our country increasingly is at a crossroads with a federal administration that threatens the very foundation of our democracy. But there's hope. There's reason to be optimistic. On this anniversary, so many people in California are exerting their moral authority and raising their voices to stand up.
California Assembly Republicans quickly released a video rebuttal to Newsom's address, calling out the governor's choice of pre-recorded remarks.
I guess he's too afraid to come and actually talk about what the state of the state actually is. He would much rather proceed, with this crazy idea to redistrict all of our districts, take away our representation, and run for president on a platform of fighting Donald Trump.
The address comes on the same day we mark the 175th anniversary of California's statehood. Right up next, a dangling deputy.
Yeah, bystanders turn into rescuers after a crash that left that deputy hanging upside down from a highway bridge.
Plus, imagine sitting on your couch and this barges into your living room, the wild intruder that had homeowners calling for backup.
And ruffling feathers, eagle enthusiasts figuring out what to do next after the city of Big Bear moves forward with a housing development that could threaten habitats.
Congress is hearing from whistleblowers today who say Facebook parent company Meta suppressed child safety research. Current and former employees have given documents to Congress that claim Meta attempted to delete unfavorable internal research and sought to downplay any potential negative impacts of its products. Ahead of the hearing, there was a renewed call for Congress to pass the Kids Online Safety Act, which would put the responsibility on social media companies to crack down on harmful content.
Parents cannot be expected to compete with big tech's rapidly evolving AI-driven products that are designed to trap our kids on screens for hours. That's why Congress must step in. Every day without KCAL puts more children at risk.
Meta called the whistleblowers' claims nonsense and say they are based on selectively leaked internal documents picked to craft a false narrative.
Well, a proposed lakeside housing development gets the green light despite concern that it would threaten the Big Bear bald eagle's habitat. But as KCAL's Joy Benedict tells us, those who watch over the eagles say they're not done fighting.
It is a call heard round the world as Jackie and Shadow captivate audiences from their nest on the north shore of Big Bear Lake. But now their neighbors, the human ones, are making their own call.
I'm here on behalf of the eagles.
Big Bear is an ecosystem that's unique. It cannot be replaced.
About a dozen people showed up at a San Bernardino County Board of Supervisors meeting with ruffled feathers to oppose a projected housing development.
This site can be seen from the Eagle Nest camera.
Sandy Steers and her organization, Friends of Big Bear Valley, led the charge.
Having 50 homes suddenly appear there and a 55-slip boat marina would have huge impact on the eagles and may even chase them away from the area.
The housing project is called Moon Camp, and it's actually been in discussion since 2001, revised and redesigned after continued opposition and lawsuits by environmental groups.
I believe this is a really sound project.
Steve Folks is the vice president of RCK Properties, which owns the land.
There will be 50 homes built eventually, but it'll be slow. We're not building the homes. We'll sell the lots. So the homes will be built over time. which provides more jobs and more income to the community over a long period of time.
The project will feature a new well, a bike path, widening of the road, and a public access point to the lake. But in addition to custom home lots, the plans also include a private marina for 55 boats in a place where neighbors say is foraging habitat for Jackie and Shadow.
Right now, they can sit on those trees and fish in the shallow water nearby. All of that would go away.
Despite the opposition.
All those in favor, aye.
The Board of Supervisors voted to move forward with the project.
We're going to continue to fight this. It's been 25 years. We aren't going to stop now.
Friends of Big Bear Valley has tried to get federal funding in the past to buy the land. They've come close, but then the funding has fallen through. And although their Eagle Cam gets millions of views, they don't monetize their social media accounts. But they are now considering fundraising as the organization needs $10 million to buy the land.
As far as we know, they are open to selling the property if we can find the funding.
If not, houses will be built, and the fear is the beloved Eagles will simply soar away. Joy Benedict, KCAL News.
Well, turning the tide on clean energy by using waves to generate electricity. EcoWave Power is launching a new pilot program in the Port of LA. So here's how it works. The waves lift the blue floaters, they transfer the energy through the system and turn a hydro motor, ultimately producing electricity. EcoWave and its partner Alta Sea want to install the system along the breakwall at the port.
The Port of LA is one of the largest ports in the United States. It has an 8-mile-long breakwater where we can potentially harness 60,000 households. And the hope and dream is to expand it to the full capacity of 60 megawatts.
Well, the company says if EcoWave was installed along available space through the U.S. coastline, it could generate power for 35 to 40% of the country.
Right, the weather has been so nice these last couple of days. You may want to take a walk around your neighborhood before or after dinner, maybe when you get home from work.
Yes.
It's so nice out there,
It
right?
was, you know, Ev, I have to say, right before the show, I poked my head out and it was just gorgeous.
Yeah.
I wanted to go for a walk.
Absolutely gorgeous, even a little toasty. And I know we have promised a cool down, which did happen today. It may not have felt like it, but it is a little cooler. We started much cooler with a lot of that marine layer first thing in the morning. But yes, a good afternoon for a walk, as Amy was just doing a little earlier today. And that's going to continue to be the case as we move through the next few days. As we take you outside right now, you'll notice downtown crystal clear, barely a cloud in the sky.